Well, in today's show, guys, we have news about expanded football hours. Comcast and Disney go to war. Super Baby races at the Magic Kingdom. And Toy Story Month continues. All and so much more on today's Disney Parks Podcast.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Caselnova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
We know that coming to Walt Disney World can be very overwhelming with all the fast passes, the dining reservations, even getting from attraction to attraction can be extremely overwhelming. But we've got a friend that can help you make your next trip to Walt Disney World even more magical. It's Ramon and Theme Park Concierges. You can visit themeparkconcierges.com or call them at 407-257-9973. Ramon and his amazing team of VIP concierges will take care of you from the moment you arrive at the park until the moment you go back to your resort. They can take care of you for a 4-hour time slot or a full day. It all depends on what you need. They can take care of your dining reservations, your fast passes, and even make sure that you find even more magic hidden in the Disney parks. Well, contact our friends, themeparkconcierges.com, or call 407-257-9973 and tell them your friends over at the Disney Parks Podcast sent you. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad that you were here. Hey, let's go ahead and tell everybody what we did over the weekend. Did you do anything Friday or Saturday that was Disney?
Let's see, Friday or Saturday. Yes. Well, Saturday I had lunch at Splitsville.
Nice.
I hate to say this, but the food is really good there.
Yeah? Why do you hate to say that?
Because it's a bowling alley, and you're like, well, it's a bowling alley. Yeah. How good can the food be?
It's good.
The sushi, we shared some...
English, do you speak it?
No. Shared some sushi. That was our start. And then me and Mrs. Robin had the taco bowl, which is nice.
For those of you who don't know, we have a friend. The husband is named Robin, and the wife is named Robin. So how we distinguish them is Mr. and Mrs. Robin. Right. So Mrs. Robin and Mr. Robin. Yeah.
And it was excellent. The food's always good. If you go to Disney Springs, really give... The sushi is rolled fresh. It's not, pre-rolled or stacked up or whatever. Or the ingredients are cut up in the morning for that day. It's all hand-rolled. The pizzas are good. They have a lot of bowls, if you're into the bowl thing.
Bowls. B-O-W-L-S?
B-O-W-S.
Okay,
bowls.
You got that Jersey accent.
Bowls.
I was making sure what you were saying there.
So go check it out. And absolutely. If you want, you can bowl.
You can bowl with some bowling balls.
Yeah.
And
then
you can play pool.
Right. Yeah. Then I went to a movie. We don't need to talk about that. And then for dinner, I met up with some friends from Disneyland.
Disneyland.
They live right there in Anaheim, and we went to Ohana for dinner.
Maybe they know Jennifer.
Yeah. And we had a table like almost near the window. There was... Yeah.
Fireworks?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right out the window. Boom.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice.
Right there. And Ohana's is good. I forget how much I like that place because I can never get in it.
That's what she said.
But they were sitting people. Our reservation was at 8:30 and took them almost 30 minutes to get us seated with a reservation.
I know.
And then we were leaving around almost 11 o'clock, and they were still seating people.
Yeah, I know. This place is crazy. They could double the size of that restaurant and it would still be packed.
Yeah.
Because, come on, dude. It's Fogo de Chao at Disney.
Yeah. And I did something that normally cannot be done at Ohana. Are you ready?
You took some home?
Yes.
Get out. How'd you do that?
So the server comes over with this skewer, and he's like, everybody's like, oh, I'll have 2 of those, I'll have 2 of those, I'll have 2 of those. And he's like, well, if I leave these 2 on the skewer and I bring it back, they're just going to make me throw them out. So I'm like, well, here, put them on my plate. And then we had asked for a refill of pot stickers. And rather than bringing like a half a dozen, they brought like 30 of them.
Get out.
Yeah, a whole bowl.
Oh, geez.
Filled with pot stickers. So we ate what we could.
Now I'm hungry.
And then there was this bowl left over at the end, and the server was like, I'm not supposed to do this, but if I bring those in the back, they're going to make me throw them out. He goes, well, one of you local that you can take it home? Yes. I said, and how about all this meat extra that you put in my plate? Yes. So Sunday morning, I had pot stickers for breakfast.
Oh, man. Not only did you have pot stickers for breakfast, you had Ohana pot stickers for breakfast.
Yeah.
You son of a... I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm very jealous.
So after the dinner, 3 of them were staying at Coronado and 2 were staying over at Bay Lake. So they took the monorail over. The other 3 guys, I drove over to Coronado. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something.
What changed a little bit?
You drive up and you go, what the hell is that? There is this massive 16-story building smacking you down in the face.
It literally just like sprung up.
Yeah.
Like a weed.
Yeah. It's not that far from the gatehouse. I think they're going to have to move the gatehouse a little bit because...
They're going to have to make an access lane and do it like they have it at Polynesian.
Yeah.
Have it much closer. But you got that road there, so you got a little bit of a difficulty. But totally. I totally understand what you're saying.
It's huge.
It's huge, as the president would say.
It's like a Bay Lake Tower because it kind of curves around.
Yeah.
Listen, they talked about a restaurant up top. That better happen because it'll have some really nice, spectacular views.
They were advertising for it, so I bet it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
The other thing, while driving around property, I might have mentioned it last week, was they're not starting. They've put in a lot of the Skyway towers.
Right.
And just if you're heading towards Pop Century on, Victor Way, just on the right-hand side, you can see a huge line of them
all the way through.
Going to the studios.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to get a very interesting view of Walt Disney World now from the sky.
Yeah. I agree.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to taking a twirl on.
I am too. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a little warm, but it'll be really great at sunset. Maybe a nice breeze will be coming through. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to sit and ride around it, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to.
Yes.
So I'm sure they're probably going to have to figure out a way around that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get to Sunday because I come into the picture on Sunday.
Yeah. So Sunday, I had gotten this email from the Patina Group, who runs, I don't know, almost every restaurant at Disney Springs now. And they were running a Sunday supper. Mm-hmm. And they had a preview dinner, which I screwed up, which was last week. Mm-hmm. But now we went to the real one on Father's Day. So they're calling it Sunday supper. You have to make reservations for this. And it's a fixed menu and a fixed price. So you start off with an antipasto, some meats and cheese and
pickled vegetables.
Yeah, some pickled vegetables.
Gardenia.
Gignarda, whatever. Then what did they have? Oh, then they had and then they brought out the pasta with the meatballs, the sausage, and the Wagyu brisket.
Short ribs.
Wagyu short ribs. Mm-hmm. And then they had the chicken with fingerling, potatoes, asparagus, and I think there was something else at the bottom of that bowl.
Green beans.
Green beans, yeah. So that was the entree. And you could have as much as you want of the pasta, but not the other two meats.
Yeah.
And then they served the dessert, which was deplorable for 5 people. It was like, here, share this cannoli.
Here's a taste. Yeah, so
there should have been 1 cannoli per person.
Yeah, so there were 5 of us at the table and 3 cannoli. So what wound up happening is each couple split a cannoli, and Tony had a full cannoli, but you didn't eat the full cannoli, did you?
No, I ate it.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
And then they had 5 scoops of gelato, but it was like 2 scoops of pistachio and 3 scoops of peach. Mm. And then they had 2 1.5 by 1.5 inch squares of tiramisu.
Right.
So the food portion was pretty weird, but at the same time, I was pretty stuffed. But I'd had a lot of bread and everything. Look, I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan of Marie and Enzo's.
Correct.
But I've become kind of a fan of the Edison, mainly because of their bar. Their bartenders there,
right.
AJ and PJ, shout out, much love.
Yeah.
Their food's not bad.
Right.
Of the food things that I've had there, they haven't been bad. But I've been to Enzo's Hideaway a few times now, and really, honestly, haven't had really a horrible experience.
Yeah.
So that begged the question, and I said this earlier today. How come the food at Marie and Enzo's sucks compared to Enzo's Hideaway and Edison, considering it's the same kitchen?
Yeah.
And sucks is kind of a harsh word.
Yeah.
That's not a really disfellowing word.
I'm really not sure.
The food is subpar would be the polite way of saying it. So anyway, had a great time last night. I wholly recommend the Sunday supper.
Yeah.
We did wait a long time, but once things started rolling, it went pretty well.
Right. Well, we were waiting for two people to come.
We were, but even still.
And then once they came, it started flowing pretty good.
So it was cool. Had a great time last night. The bottom fell out of the sky.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody was kind of drenched. My favorite is they have seats outside.
Yeah.
Underneath the bridge, and they have like a couple tables like out.
Yeah. So that tells you how busy they are that they had to put those tables outside to serve more people. And if you remember, once you went through like the tunnel, they put tables there, high top tables there too.
Yeah. So they had a couple of tables out that were not
really
covered.
Not big.
No. They had a couple tables that were uncovered, and during the deluge, they were full set tables that were just completely drenched.
Wow.
Like the water bottles on there had like 2 or 3 inches of water. I was like, oh. So it was a great experience. Enzo's Hideaway has grown on me. I'm still a little weirded out by the passageway to the bathroom.
Yeah.
They share a bathroom with the Edison.
And there's no labels on the doors. You don't know if you're going to the kitchen or to the bathroom.
And there's one other little thing about Enzo's Hideaway that I don't understand.
Okay.
It's their theming. Okay? So they're meant to be a speakeasy, right? And even their drink menu, they bubblers or whatever, they have a very speakeasy feel to it. Well, like when you walk in, there's that speakeasy feel, and then it opens up into the main restaurant, and it totally makes sense. If you were to place where that speakeasy would be, where would you place it?
I have no idea.
I always think Chicago. When I hear speakeasy, I always think Chicago. But when you go, it's staffed by
Italians.
All Italians. Like
it's the Italian International College Program.
That's right. There. It's like everybody that used to work at Via Napoli now works at Enzo's Hideaway.
Right.
It's the funniest thing because it's like, shouldn't there be like some Chicago type people here? Shouldn't this be more like of a, especially because it's supposed to be in Florida.
And it has theming in the tunnel, and then poof.
And then it turns into a finer dining establishment. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Because, when you think of a speakeasy, you think of like a cave, brick walls. And for 1/3 of the restaurant, it looks just like that.
Right.
And then it opens up into a nice place.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. And then it's just like everybody is full on Italian.
Yeah.
And I don't have an Italian problem.
And the other thing I noticed was people eating at the bar. So initially when they opened up, they said you could not eat at the bar. You can only order drinks.
Right.
And now they're serving food at the bar.
Right.
So that also tells me they're busy crazy and don't know how to get people in and out of there quick enough because they just don't have enough tables. It's a small place. It really is.
It is a small place. And that's
as far as Disney goes.
Right. Well, every place they've been building, with the exception of maybe the Edison, as of recently, in that whole little block, the Edison has a lot of space.
It has a lot of space, but it's all chopped up. There's upstairs, downstairs. There's the bar area, the dance floor. So it's all broken up.
There's little nooks and crannies and places you can sit. But then you go like to Enzo's, Marie and Enzo's upstairs.
Yeah.
There's like this big, huge, tall ceiling, and like the floor space is really small.
Terribly small.
So it's really weird. It's like they've used space in a very unique way. Like that Maria and Enzo's could have a second level.
Yeah, sure.
And still make sense. But they can't keep their food warm from downstairs up to it's awkward.
It'd be frozen by the time I got back.
Yeah. So that was kind of our weekend in a nutshell. Yep. So that was kind of fun. I would recommend the Sunday supper.
Yep.
Would you?
Yeah.
Totally.
I would say yes.
Totally worth it. And it was
try it once.
$45 per person.
Correct.
Which is a little pricey, but you get a lot.
And they take Tables of Wonderland discount for it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. No pass holder, no DVC, just
TIW.
Yep.
TIW. Tuba.
Tabla and a Wonderland.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, my friends. So say it with us now. There's nothing else we can do except get into
the news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
Well, Disney is expanding their foot golf. Weird.
Golf with the foot.
At Oak Trail Golf Course, and they're introducing a Kickers Club loyalty program. One of the newest activities Walt Disney is offering is more opportunities for guests to play foot golf, which is a combination of soccer and golf at Disney's Oak Trail Golf Course. And it's expanding their hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. 7 to 7. Those expanded hours will last from June 25th to August 10th, while the traditional golf greens at the course are refurbished. In addition to the expanded hours, the 9-hole course has been remade and is now 1,240 yards long with the par 35.
Wow.
To complement these changes, Disney's introduced a new foot golf loyalty program called Kickers Club. This program gives guests a punch card where they can redeem for a free round after they play 5 rounds in a 90-day window. Foot golf only costs $17 for resort guests and annual pass holders and $22 for day guests.
Wow.
So you could check that out. Foot golf at Walt Disney World. We should do this. This kind of sounds fun.
Yeah, not during the summer.
I was going to say, except for one small thing.
Not unless somebody's bringing air conditioning with them.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The hottest hours of the day.
Well, if we started at like 6:30, it may not be too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't do 9 holes.
I mean, all right. So this morning at 7 a.m., it was 80 degrees and like 45% humidity.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and
buddy.
they said the feel like was like 92. So yeah, I think it's going to be a terrible summer. Okay, this next story is kind of fluid. There's a lot of moving parts and bits and pieces to this. So what you hear now may not be what you read in 15 minutes.
It may not be accurate a minute from now.
Yeah. So just take it with a grain of salt. But apparently the Fox board is now to consider the Comcast offer during this Wednesday's meeting. 20th Century Fox board members will be discussing the $65 billion Comcast bid for their assets at a regularly scheduled meeting next Wednesday, which is this week, according to Bloomberg sources. Comcast put forward the bid on June 13th, one day after a federal judge approved the AT&T acquisition of Time Warner. And that's exactly what they were waiting for.
Right.
If they approve that, then they feel like they wouldn't be, beating them up for their acquisition.
Correct. It paved the way.
Correct. Fox owner Rupert Murdoch has chosen the $52.4 billion Disney deal over the Comcast deal due to concerns of regulatory complications. Comcast has taken the June 12th decision as a good sign that a deal with them would be more likely to pass the federal regulatory inspections than previously thought. The Fox board will weigh the benefits of the all-new cash offer this coming Wednesday. If they decide it is better than the current Disney all-stock deal, the Walt Disney Company will have 5 days to come back with a new bid. This is all coming from Bloomberg, so it's all pretty reliable source. I don't think they do fake news yet.
Don't they get if they go with the Disney route, don't they get 25% of Disney? 25% stake in Disney?
Yeah, I think so. And
who wouldn't want
as
that?
a stockholder, I'm telling you, I get dividends every year, and if you're owning 25%, you're giving away your assets. You're selling your assets to Disney, but you're going to make revenue in perpetuity.
Right.
With your stock shares.
Right.
If you just take Comcast cash, well,
you've got cash.
You've got cash, and now what?
Right. You better spend that cash wisely.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it depends on how much debt they have.
I mean, money makes money, but...
Yeah, but they have a lot of debt. They can pay that debt off, and then they can do other things with it. But, you know, the Marvel freak in me right now wants this to go through for Disney, because I so want, you know, X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
everybody's
that's really all I
hoping
care about it. That's really all I care about.
The same thing.
Yeah. Plus, I just don't want to give Comcast a win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, you know, this has been flip-flopping. I'm not a fan of the AT&T Time Warner merger.
Yeah.
Because Time Warner had, what was it, something like 75% of the household internet and television.
Yeah.
And now AT&T, which owned like the rest of that pie,
right?
You know, with their AT&T and DirecTV acquisition that they made.
Right.
And the federal judge said, well, one's a service and one's a content. No. They're both doing the same thing.
Right.
So that scared me, and it still scares me. You know, I'm in bed with AT&T for my fiber.
Kiki.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know how I feel about, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, it's kind of a weird world in which we live, but we'll see what pans out. You know, stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as we know, you'll know. But I'm sure once that happens, the ground will shake.
Yeah.
And the skies will part.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It'll be interesting. Okay. Hey, last week we had a trivia question. Got a lot of answers. Most of them correct.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good. Good for you guys.
You guys doing your research.
Good
going out there and Googling. Google.
Good. Thanks, Google.
So the question is, or the question was, what is the name of the toy cleaner who fixes Woody in Toy Story 2?
His name comes from one of my favorite Pixar shorts called Jerry's Game. The elderly gentleman who's playing chess with himself.
Yep.
And his name was Jerry.
Yep. That is correct. And the winner this week is Michaela. So, as we like to say, Michaela, it's in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being that Incredibles 2 came out.
Yes, to wreck the internet and wreck the box office.
That's right. And it was a fantastic movie, and you should go see it because I truly loved it.
Right.
That's what I did on Tuesday night.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay, I know it's kind of hard for you to give an unbiased opinion because you're, you know, but...
A fanboy?
Yeah. From a non-Pixar, non-Incredibles perspective, is it a good movie?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Can't wait to go see it.
It was a great movie. It left me wanting more Incredibles, you know.
Well, I wanted more from the first one when the Underminer came.
Underminer
came out.
Yeah. So this week's question is, how long can Elastigirl stretch herself?
I got too many jokes, and this is a family-friendly show.
Oh, you just keep them quiet then.
Okay.
So if you know the answer on how long Elastigirl
now is this
stretch herself.
Is this a measure of time, or is this a measure of distance?
This is a measure of distance.
Okay. Okay. Well,
typically in inches, yards, feet, inches, centimeters, whatever you.
Okay.
Pretty good.
That kind
Try
of
and do your conversion to something U.S.
U.S.
Yeah. If you would live in a metric world.
Because the metric system sucks.
Yeah. Because I don't have them. I can probably Google it. But anyway, send it to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. How long Elastigirl can stretch herself.
Oh, not. Hey, we just got done recording the live show for our Patreons. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you can go to patreon.com/DisneyParksPodcast and you can sign up to be one of our Patreon family. And what we do is we do a live show every Monday night at 7 p.m. in a private Facebook group that only our Patreons have access to, that you can be a part of. And we put free shows up there. We put some exclusive content. We also have an amazing rewards program. Depending on what level you sign up, will determine what reward you get. Lots of really cool things there, and you can be part of the cool kids like James and Robert and Grant and Ernie. I feel like the romper room.
Yeah.
I see James and Rob and Grant and Ernie and David and Dustin and Corey and Sam and Jennifer and Ross and Ron and Willie and Michael and Kat and Dawn and Mike and Katie and Eva and Katie.
Oh my.
Oh my. So yeah, go to patreon.com/Disney Parks Podcast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me.
Yep. All right. Disneyland Resort is going to host movie nights for the Anaheim residents. In celebration of Pixar Fest, the Disneyland Resort is sharing the magic of Disney Pixar movies with the residents of Anaheim all summer long. Beginning June 22nd, Disney volunteers will be hosting a movie night each Friday in parks around the city of Anaheim. Thanks, Disney. The events begin at 7:45 and will feature trivia, prizes, and free popcorn. The schedule includes June 22nd, Finding Nemo at Ponderosa Park. June 29th, Ratatouille at Mondesca Park. July 26th is Inside Out at Willow Park. July 13th, Toy Story at Stoddard Park. The 20th of July, Monsters, Inc. at Eucalyptus Park. July 27th, Up is at Juarez Park. August 3rd will be Cars at Twyla Reed Park. Residents are encouraged to bring lawn chairs, blankets to catch a favorite Disney Pixar movie under the stars.
That sounds good.
That sounds fun. Why don't they do anything like that over here?
Yeah, because they can't. Or
they just won't.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of Incredibles, have you seen any pictures of this baby race? They're
Yes.
I found it a little... I want to know, is there a bookie there? Can I bet? What's the vig?
Yeah, no kidding.
I bet on number 3. I got $10 on number 3.
I got 20 on poopy pants.
Let me see what kind of diapers that kid's got. All right, so the Super Baby races are being held daily in Tomorrowland as part of the Incredible Summer. I think you have to go... It's kind of like the Star Wars thing. You got to go early in the morning, get your kid registered.
Right.
You got to run over there. Mm-hmm. So guests interested in having their Super Baby participate in the race should stop by to register at the Rocketeer Tower Plaza stage beginning at 10:30 a.m., with the race taking place at noon, right in the heat of the summer. Get your kid on a hot, sticky plastic mat. Maybe that makes him go faster.
Maybe.
It's too hot. Guests can interact with Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone from Disney's Pixar Incredibles, Incredibles 2, which is now in theaters. Edna Mode, the greatest superhero costume designer, is making appearances as well. Each evening, guests can enjoy the Super Dance Party on the Rocket Tower stage. Check the Daily Times Guide for scheduling information. And don't forget to take advantage of the special photo backdrops located around Tomorrowland. You'll only be able to find the Underminer, but the Omnidroid is also there. The Incredible Tomorrowland Expo is going on through September 3rd as part of the Incredible Summer at Walt Disney World Resort. And I do have, let's go to, I have a picture of something they're also doing at the Tomorrowland Expo. And I'll pop it up on the screen for you right now. So they made this, John. It's a free roaming vehicle.
Nice.
That's got Edna, and we'll give you fashion tips, darling.
Nice.
Like you look darling in that purple shirt.
Nice.
Our field reporter Vince sent us that. And I think he was checking out some stuff over there. So yeah, that looks interesting. I like when they do this roaming stuff. Bring the entertainment to you.
Yeah, because God knows it's kind of hard to
because you can't find it all.
Right.
So if it's roaming around, then that's great. I like that.
Right.
So
cool.
I have to go see it. Well, I'll be there Monday. Next Monday.
Yeah, you will be.
Yeah. I hope Edna tells me I look marvelous in my suit or something.
No cape. No capes.
No
capes. All right, so we got a new port coming to Tokyo Disney Sea in the largest expansion ever. So the Oriental Land Company Limited announced that an agreement has been reached with Walt Disney Company on plans for developing a new themed port at Tokyo Disney Sea, which will also include a new Disney hotel. With this agreement, and upon the completion of the Disney Tokyo Sea and Tokyo Disneyland expansion, the licenses for the Disney theme parks and other key licenses between the Walt Disney Company and Oriental Land Company, which currently run until 2046, have been extended to 2076.
Wow.
I can't believe we're talking about a story that goes till 2076.
Yeah.
The expansion of Tokyo Disney Sea will create an eighth themed port that is inspired by a magical spring, leading to a world of Disney fantasy land. The themed port will be comprised of 3 distinct areas, recreating the worlds of the Disney films Frozen,
In the first time in forever.
Tangled, and Peter Pan.
Wow.
Who would have thunk it? As well as deluxe hotel and a one-of-a-kind luxury wing that will be the most luxurious accommodations ever. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest, the best ever at the Tokyo Disney resorts. Also, 4 new attractions will be developed just for this expansion. 3 lands, 4 attractions.
That's 1 per land.
Yes.
And an extra one.
And an extra one. Operations are projected to begin in fiscal year 2022. Oriental Land will invest about 250 billion yen in this project. 250 billion yen. The largest additional investment to date for existing facilities. Together with the large scale enhancements of Tokyo Disneyland scheduled to start operations in 2020, the new project marks a major step in the evolution of Tokyo Disney Resort into a one-of-a-kind theme resort where guests will enjoy even more magical experiences. In the 35 years since grand opening of Tokyo Disneyland, 35 years.
Yikes.
Jeez, Japan has undergone rapid growth, and Oriental Land has consistently, there's a bug on my screen, offered new experiences that can be shared by guests of all ages that they can only have at Tokyo Disney Resort.
Yeah. So some of the people I had dinner with on Saturday night, one of them, Keith, had recently, last couple months, come back from Tokyo. And he loves the park, and I would agree with him probably if I went.
Sure, yeah.
But something he told me which shocked me a little bit is there are no strollers, no wheelchairs, and no scooters allowed in the park.
So you're telling me that Tokyo Disney Sea is anti-handicapped, anti-child, and anti-whatever?
Yeah.
No. How do they operate?
I don't know.
I guess you just hold your kid and you walk. And what about people with special needs?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Put him in like one of those human backpack things and carry him around the park.
Use my arms like a...
Yeah, like a knapsack. I don't know.
Wait, where's that from? That was from...
Deadpool.
Deadpool. That's right. He's wearing arms like a knapsack.
Here's my arms like a knapsack.
I love that.
I don't know. I just found that shocking. Maybe wheelchairs they allow, but there's no scooters and no strollers for sure. So it's crazy. Crazy stuff.
Excellent.
All the more reason we need to make a road trip.
Good Lord, yeah. We need to save up and do a round the world deal.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. That could be our big trip. We can book the travel all around the world and take a bunch of Disney Parks podcast friends with us.
Yeah. Or do like the Asia ABD.
I'd be fine with that.
It does both.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. So we want to make sure that you guys find us all over the internet. You can find us on Twitter at Disney Podcaster. But you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all at Disney Parks Podcast. We want to invite you to come to DisneyParksPodcast.com. That's where you'll see all our show archives, all of our blog posts, all of our links to our amazing sponsors. We also have Disney ParksPodcast.com/shop. You can always go do that. And make sure you sign up for the newsletter. Always got some really good stuff there. And we've got a couple of Toy Story Land shirts available at DisneyByTheNumbers.com.
Correct.
and a few Pixar hats, like 4 Pixar hats left, right?
4 hats left.
Did I leave anything out?
I think not.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We do a live show every Monday that we can. Of course, just a little housekeeping. We will not be live next Monday.
Correct.
Tony's got family in, so he's going to be in the parks. And this is going to be my mom. My mom was having open heart surgery next week, so I'm going to be out for a while. Depending on the internet situation, I may be here.
Right.
I may just be phoning it in.
Phoning it in. Right. Exactly.
So we'll figure out what we're going to do. We don't know yet, but prayers for my mom. We lovingly call her Parkhopper Mom. So that's coming up on the 29th of June. So if I'm not here, I'll be back. I'm not leaving the show again. You have to drag me out, my freaking dead body. But I'm going to be out of town for a while. So other than that, we should be back first week. No, still have one more week of the month. So we have one more week because you won't be here next week. So it'll be the 1st of July.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to celebrate Stitch Day.
Yeah, we'll do it when you come back.
Dadgummit. Oh, well. 626, guys. June 26th.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So if you're in the chat room, stick around. We're going to be doing Q&A. And other than that, my friends, we will see you
in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through.